In today's video, I'm using a product called Gypsunite. It's locally made and it's a great alternative to Jesmonite. It's a simple 3-part mix of powder, water, and a special modifier. And once you combine it all, it gives you a smooth, durable base, and it's ideal for casting home decor pieces like the tray that I'm going to be doing in this video. So I hope you enjoy watching. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, then welcome. If it isn't, then it's great to have you back with me again. Welcome to Crafty Girls, that is my channel name. And today I am actually taking you behind the scenes to show you the new product that I have found, and it is locally made in South Africa. We don't get Jesmonite in South Africa unless I would have to order it from the UK or from the north. So I have been trying to find something that is similar to Jesmonite, but that is locally made so that I can actually get it from here and not have to order it online. So I found a place, funnily enough, is in my town. It's about 20 kilometers away from me, so it's actually really handy that I can actually go there myself and I don't have to even order it online from, say, Johannesburg or Cape Town or something like that. So it's actually made by a company called Coat, and I will put the link in the description. If you are in South Africa, obviously you would be able to get it. Don't think that you will be able to get it if you are overseas, but I'll put the link in the description anyway. It's called Gypsunite, and it is a 3-part. It comes in a powder form, which is basically similar to your Jesmonite, and then you mix the actual liquid that you get from them as well. It's a modifier for your Gypsunite with water. And the ratio, you can do whatever ratio you feel is best for you. If you're doing something that you want really tough, then you obviously is 1-to-1 with your water mixture and your powder. Or else, what I've done is I've done a few tests and I've come up with the ratio which I have found is the best for my trays and my trinket boxes and my candle holders and that sort of thing. So today I'm just going to show you how it actually works and how it comes out. Now I am just using a normal powdered pigment that I've mixed with water because obviously it's water-based. It is eco-friendly, so I'm just using a normal powdered pigment. It's a cement pigment, it's red, and I have just mixed it with water like I said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you mixing in the powder into the liquid mixture. So what I'm going to add now is, I'm not sure if you can see, but I actually made a little pourer for the bottle. Because if you try and pour out of a wide neck bottle like this, it just runs everywhere and it's really annoying. So I made a little pourer that it just makes it a lot easier when I'm trying to pour it into the water mixture when I'm measuring it out. So what I'm going to do now is mix that into there and then put the powder into the liquid. Always put liquid first and then your powder into the liquid. So right, let's just make sure that we are zeroed and let's add the liquid. Right, that's it. I'm just going to wipe off the top of the spout because otherwise the little lid will get stuck onto the actual top. Right, I'll just give that a little bit of a stir, and then I will add my powder. I used to use plaster of Paris with a mixture of a cold glue or wood glue. I used to use a quickset wood glue because I found that gave my plaster of Paris a tougher finish. It made it a lot more durable, but I just thought I need something that is better. So obviously, like I said, we don't get Jesmonite in our country. It would be nice if they would get a supplier to our country, but unfortunately at the moment we don't have a supplier for Jesmonite here. So we had to, well, I had to try and source something that's very similar. And I have found that it's very nice. It's nice to work with. It gives you quite a good pouring time, obviously, depending on how thick you make the consistency. But I have found that it does work really nicely. It gives you quite a decent amount of pouring time. It doesn't set too quickly so that you battle to pour into your molds. And also I find when I'm doing my jars, the candle holders, that sort of thing, you can't have it too thick also when you're pouring it in, because then you end up with a lot of air bubbles. It seems to be, there's a couple of little lumps and I must just get those out. It does seem to mix a lot nicer together as well than the plaster of Paris. Obviously here and there you are going to get a lump. I think that's inevitable with most of your mixtures. I mean, I've watched some videos of people working with Jesmonite and they've even had a few lumps here and there, so I think that's just something that does happen now and again. Right, so I'm just going to try and get out some of the air bubbles. I really want to make myself a little vibrating table so that I don't have to end up bumping and moving things around to try and get the air bubbles out. But for now, I don't have one, so I will just use the bump like a lot of people do. Right, there we go. There's our red. This red is very red, and I mean it actually comes out more of a pink or an aubergine color than red. Red and black people seem to battle with. Like I said, we don't get very many decent pigment. We don't have craft shops that you can just go to and buy pigments like a lot of overseas companies have. But anyway, we do what we can. Right, let me just give it a little bit of a wiggle. I prefer not to overfill my containers, my molds, because I'm not a sander. So I would prefer to have a slight gap at the bottom rather than having to sand. I'm definitely not a sander Obviously, if I have to, I do, but I prefer not to if I can help it. Right, so I think that is perfect. Now they say drying time is about half an hour, but that is depending on your ratio. So I have found I prefer to just leave it until you can feel it's cold after the heat process, because it goes through a process of heating. It gets cold, then it gets warm, and then it gets cold again, and then you are able to unmold it. So I don't like to rush it. I prefer just to leave it and let it get perfectly dry before I unmold it. So basically that is my new find, and I'm really happy with it. So that is how I prepare my gypsunite before pouring it into the molds and creating my trays or my candle holders or any other decor pieces that I do. So I will let this dry and we will demold it together. Right, so my gypsunite is dry and it's cold again, so it is ready to unmold or demold. I'm never quite sure what the right phrasing is, so I'll just say unmold. So I mean, the color is lovely. It's not red, it's more of a burgundy aubergine color. It's not red. I would definitely not call it red, but it is a nice color. Wow, that is beautiful, and it is smooth, smooth, smooth. Wow, that really is lovely. Hey, right, so this is the gypsunite that I explained at the beginning of the video, the alternative to the Jesmonite, which we don't get here, but it really is a lovely product. And I have to say that Coat, who make it, have done a really good job in coming up with this product. I mean, I think they've had it for quite a while, but of course I was a little bit behind in trying to search for an alternative for Jesmonite. Like I said, I was just using the plaster of Paris with a mixture of quick drying glue, wood glue. It did work, but I did find that it wasn't as strong. Like my screw top lids were not the best. I often used to find that they would break, especially when unmolding or demolding them from the molds. So we shall see how well the gypsunite unmolds the delicate sections of the different molds. What I can do is, if I'm doing, say, a screw top, or if I'm doing, I have a teacup that has a little handle on it, and that is a nightmare to unmold from the plaster of Paris. This is it here, and you can see that the handle is very, very delicate on the side. Let me just open it out, and you can see how difficult because it touches in the middle. So it's really, really difficult to get it out of the mold without snapping the actual handle off it. I think probably once ever I didn't snap the actual handle off it when I was using the plaster of Paris mix. So what I'm going to do is I will do one of them with the Gypsunite and see how that unmolds if it does end up breaking the handle. What you can also do is, though, you can mix more of the modifier, because this obviously makes it tougher. So maybe if I will do one with my normal mixture and see how it unmolds. If it doesn't, I will just end up changing the ratio of water to the Gypsucoat, this is called the Gypsucoat. It goes with the Gypsunite, and maybe it'll just make it a little bit more tough so that it doesn't snap off. The ratio that I used to use with the plaster of Paris, you couldn't add too much of the glue, because then it actually made it a weird consistency and it didn't dry nicely. So that's why this you can actually do 1-to-1 with water and mix it with the powder, and it still comes out perfectly fine. So there we go. I'm going to seal this, and I will be able to use this for an upcoming gift that I'm going to be doing. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you have watched to the end and you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it. And obviously the normal story, if you would like to see any of my videos that I put up, click on the bell and it will notify you. So guys, until next time, have a great one.